A fierce heat wave and strong winds have spread wildfires across the southern Australian island of Tasmania. Police have not reported any deaths or injuries, but they're searching for about 100 missing people.
Police are taking advantage of the relatively cooler temperatures to go house to house to check that no one has come to any harm in these fires. So far, they haven't found any evidence of that. So that's the good news. Of concern is the fact that the high extreme temperatures are spreading further north into Australia's states of Victoria and particularly New South Wales. Sydney, for example, is expected to reach 44 degrees on Tuesday. And if fires break out near that city, we could see very serious damage to property and potentially people too.
As you can see from the pictures around me, it's quite a devastating scene. The fire tore through here on Friday evening, and there's a house just down the driveway in front of where I'm standing that unfortunately has gone down in the blaze. It's been estimated that 100 buildings have so far been damaged or burnt to the ground, destroyed in this fire. Now, just before you crossed, a gentleman drove down that driveway. We're not sure at this point whether he's the owner of the house or somebody merely coming by to check. We'll try and have a chat with him later. But scenes that unfortunately are being played out all across the Tasman Peninsula, the Forestier Peninsula, and also on the east coast of Tasmania, where the fires have just wrought untold damage, and really is a tough sight to see, and to try and get inside what must be a really tough time for these people that have in some cases lost everything.
According to the state's most senior police officer, 100 people are still missing. Emergency crews who spent days battling the blaze are now sifting through the charred remains of what were family homes.
We have teams on the ground now, particularly focusing on Dunalley and Booma Bay today, going through the process of having to go door to door, literally on every fire damaged property. Some are shacks, some are houses, some are outbuildings, and confirming that there are no people that have lost their lives at that particular location.
The blistering heat fanned by high winds has made the conditions ideal for the firestorm.
The fires are still burning in Australia's island state of Tasmania, though the winds and record-breaking temperatures have dropped, and the fire fronts no longer pose such an extreme threat to communities. Still, they're causing chaos, with roads closed and the Tasman Peninsula still only reachable by boat and by air. In the worst affected community, Dunalley, where over 60 homes and businesses were destroyed, police have been going from one smouldering property to the next, investigating whether anyone lost their lives. Across Tasmania, 100 people are still unaccounted for, but that's thought to be mainly because of the confused situation. So far, after sifting through over 250 properties, no fatalities have been confirmed. This morning, the Australian Prime Minister Julia Gillard visited the disaster area.
In Tasmania, fires are still being fought, and it is very important that people stay alert to continuing information from local authorities about what they need to do to stay safe. And that message also continues to be true around the nation. And I do want to say some particular words about forthcoming circumstances in New South Wales. We know that New South Wales is about to move into an extreme heat period. That does mean that there will be fire warnings in parts of New South Wales, that fire risk is extreme. Indeed, in parts of New South Wales, fire risk levels could be moved to catastrophic. In those circumstances, people in New South Wales need to do what so many in Tasmania have been doing over the past few days, which is staying alert, listening to local authority warnings, thinking about what they would do, their bushfire plan, activating their bushfire plan. This is the time to be vigilant.